The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
A salute to United Fund of Surrey and Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to a special edition of Triad Today, coming to you from the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. I say special because over the next half hour we're going to meet, feature, recognize, and honor folks that work for you and help folks in the community through the auspices of United Fund of Surrey. So we'll meet some of those folks from different agencies as we go along. Where we want to start though, and it's a good place to start, is with our good friend Melissa Hyatt. She's Executive Director of United Fund of Surrey. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jim.
Let's, for folks that maybe haven't seen some of the programs before, or they just moved into the area, what would you say to them that is the mission of United Fund of Surrey?
It is to strengthen and serve our community by helping to meet the needs of our neighbors.
Now, what would, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm just curious, folks might want to know what the history of United Fund of Surrey is about and how it got started.
It's a beautiful history. We've been in service for 56 years.
Wow.
And it started by a group of 5 gentlemen that were businessmen in the community that saw fit that there were individuals in the community that might need a hand up. So they started the fund in order to assist widows, children, folks who had been diagnosed with cancer, or children who were having difficulty in school.
And that's something. And now, all this many years later, you're still really keeping that mission going and expanding it, because you have what, how many agencies rely on you now?
We have 26 member agencies and programs that we fund each year.
And like I said, we're going to meet some of them on this program as we have in other programs before. Workplace campaigns. How important are they to set up? We're going to talk later in the show about capital campaigns and stuff, but is it difficult to set up a workplace campaign to raise money for United Fund of Surrey?
A workplace campaign is very simple. We have a turnkey product that we can hand to a business that they can make it as easy or as extensive as they like. It can actually be done in less than an hour.
Wow. And they can have each company, I guess, can have their own kind of events and things to encourage people to give and that kind of thing. Now, individuals, I've asked you this on some other shows, but again, just in case somebody's tuning in for the first time, we get so caught up talking about a workplace campaign. Mm-hmm. But what if somebody says, well, wait a minute, Melissa, I work for such and such company. I don't think they have a campaign yet. Can that person, until the workplace campaign is set up, can an individual give money, and how do they do that?
Yes, and those are very important. That accounts for about 33% of our income per year through individuals, but they can do that by going to the website, or they can contact me and we can get them a pledge form and set them up on a monthly or quarterly bill me process.
Now, where does the money go that you raise in the workplace campaigns? I know you mentioned how many agencies you have. There's a lot of people helping a lot of people. How do you deal with that?
We have an allocations committee of 5 that listen to the applications that each agency presents in March, and they make the determination from the agency's needs on how many dollars will go to each agency.
As an executive director of United Fund of Surrey, of course, you have to see the big picture all the time and sort of help all these agencies that rely on you and the funding that goes through these workplace campaigns. But just strictly as a person, as an individual, what do you get out of doing the job that you do, where you've got all these agencies and you see what's going on in the community?
It is very rewarding to see families that you meet in service in one organization, to be able to meet with them in the community and see the growth, and to be able to see their children grow up in a community that had created an infrastructure to take care of folks when they have a bad chapter in their life. So that's one of the most rewarding things that you could ask for doing this job.
Yeah, and you know, folks can find out about all these different agencies by going to the general website, and I hope you will do that. Up on screen, unitedfundofsurrey.org. Let me say it again, unitedfundofsurrey.org. It's an important website because, again, you can sort of get a sense of the kind of agencies that are benefiting from the monies that you donate. And people can give money even if you don't have to live in Surrey County to give money, right?
Exactly.
All right. Just donate that. Melissa, thanks for setting this up for us. We're not going to see you for the rest of the program, but you've lined up some other folks for us to talk to, and thanks for your help on that.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
Need help buying food everyone needs help sometimes. Food and Nutrition Services may be able to help you buy food and free up your money for other expenses, such as utilities and medicine. To receive F&S assistance, households must meet income limits. You may be able to get assistance even if you own a home, car, land, property, or have a retirement plan or money in the bank. Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina team members can help you with the application process over the phone. To receive help or if you have any questions, call 336-422-7758.
A brighter energy future starts today, and we're ready. We're leading the clean energy transition, cutting carbon emissions even while improving reliability, adding more renewables like solar and wind, all while managing our costs to help keep energy affordable for everyone. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today is now streaming on WFMY Plus, available free on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Back now in this special edition of Triad Today as we salute the United Fund of Surrey and all the agencies they help support. And they do such a great job all the way around. And we have two great folks with us right now. One of the gentlemen you've seen on Triad Today before. We'll get to him in just a second. With us, Ben Griffin. He's the board president, United Fund of Surrey. He also works with Alltech. And John Johnsack makes a return to Triad Today. He's brave enough to come back a second time. He's second vice chair for United Fund of Surrey. But also, he's the co-owner of the barn at Heritage Farm. Good to see you guys.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Let me get each of you give a plug for your respective companies before we get to the other things. So Ben, we'll start with you. What's Alltech all about?
Yeah, so Alltech's a Birmingham, Alabama-based company and the leading provider of equipment and services into the electric utility, telecommunications, tree care, lights and sign markets.
Okay.
So
all right.
Manufacture facilities around the
That's great.
United States, and we have one up in Mount Airy.
All right. Now, John, you and I have talked about this before off camera, but tell us just a quick thing about the barn at Heritage Farm.
Sure. The barn at Heritage Farm is one of North Carolina's centennial farms. It's been in my wife Jessica's family for 6 generations. The barn itself is used for birthday parties, corporate retreats, religious ceremonies, and then this New Year's we have a big party with the 80s cover band Cassette Rewind, and a portion of those sales will actually be going towards the United Fund of Surrey.
That's great. We're going to get into that now. Let's talk about United Fund. Ben, what are your goals for United Fund of Surrey?
Well, so my goals, it's really our board's goals. It's pretty simple, and that is to meet the needs of our member agencies and really be a partner for them. You know, funding's one piece of what we do, but we really want to be seen as an agency that helps them in whatever they need to do in the community.
Well, I've touched on this before with Melissa Hyatt, but in general, people wonder, well, Ben, you know, you collect money through a capital campaign, this kind of thing, or you have special events. How do you determine what kind of money is allocated to each agency? You have so many agencies. How do you do that?
Well, there's a funding process that we go through, and it starts with them requesting funds and an amount per se for their needs for the coming year. And then they get a chance to present on that. They tell us the great things they're doing in the community. We use that information then to go through the process and decide how we divvy up the funds.
Right. I'm going to ask the same question to both of you, and I'll start with John first, and that is serving in this capacity, as you do for United Fund of Surrey. What have you learned about United Fund of Surrey in terms of what it does for the community? What have you learned throughout the process of having your position?
Sure. There's 2 major things that I've learned. One is the United Fund of Surrey serves over 27,000 people. That's 1/3 of the population of Surrey County. So if the United Fund of Surrey were to just go away, the funds that we raised would fall back on the county budget, and that there's a chance then the county would increase the taxes.
Right.
The other one that I've really learned is all the rescue squads are 100% volunteer-based, and a lot of times they're the first responders to an accident. So again, if they went away, it could be a matter of life and death.
Ben, same question. What have you learned throughout your tenure and working with the United Fund of Surrey?
Well, we'll start with the community. It's a great community, and I think that's represented through the United Fund and those 26 member agencies. You know, there's those agencies provide tons of different services like John just mentioned, but really it creates that bond of, hey, I'm here to help my neighbor, and we do that through those member agencies.
Well, I think you sort of just answered the final question I wanted to get to both of you, and that is, personally, what gratification do you get from helping out? Give me 10 seconds on that.
Yeah, so I've been very blessed throughout my life, and so the gratification I get is giving back to the community and doing that through the United Fund.
John?
Surrey County is where my wife and I have chose to raise our family, and so that's where we live, work, and play, and showing my boys and my daughter that it's a place to better the community and lend a helping hand when folks need it. Teaching
them a good lesson, and then years to come, they'll be doing what you're doing probably, and helping out the United Fund. Speaking of that, up on screen, UnitedFundOfSurrey.org. We'll remind you to please visit that site, UnitedFundOfSurrey.org. Gentlemen, thanks for doing this. Thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Jim.
We'll be right back after this.
You know, it's hard to believe the Safe Sober program has been going strong for over 30 years.
And over 600,000 students have made the pledge to stay safe and sober on prom night. You know, Griff, it's had a huge impact on our community.
Yeah, you're right, David. And now we're making sure the message continues year-round.
So everyone can join us in supporting our students.
Learn more and take the pledge at safesober.com, sponsored by Daggett Schuler.
Banking is like going for a swim. You don't need all the complicated stuff, but you don't want to feel exposed either. At Truliant, we give you just what you need, so you can manage your money on the go or stop by a branch whenever you need to. It's all about having options, while also keeping life simple, with low rates, free financial advice, and friendly faces. So check out Truliant. We have just what you need.
Veterans, when you're struggling, soon becomes later, becomes someday, becomes when. Don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Back now on this special edition of Triad Today, as we salute United Fund of Surrey and all the great folks and agencies that help people throughout the area under the auspices of United Fund of Surrey. One of those agencies, Salvation Army. And we just happen to have someone with a rich family history of commitment to Salvation Army, and she happened to come in and to be with us. And we're welcoming Captain Emily Vincent of the Salvation Army of Mount Airy. Good to see you.
It's nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Telling me off camera that both you and your husband have grandparents that go way back to involved with Salvation Army, so you've got sort of a family history of it, don't you?
We do, yes. It's great.
So you were motivated. You kind of knew from a young age that this is something maybe you wanted to do, right?
I did, yes. It's been a great thing, so we've always wanted to be part of it.
Now, what would you say is the mission of Salvation Army in general?
To help meet people's needs without discrimination and to share the love of Christ with the community.
Do you have any idea of how many, you don't have to give a specific number maybe of the number of people you serve. Do you have sort of a ballpark figure each year that Salvation Army Mount Airy helps?
For Christmas, for children especially, we help over about 1,500 children each year.
Well, let's talk about some of the ways that you do help people directly. What ways do you assist them? Are there things you give to people, clothing or whatever, or what kind of help and assistance do you give to people typically?
We do food, we do clothing, we do toys, anything that they need. We help with electricity and utility assistance, rent assistance, anything. We try to help meet their needs in the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think that's great. Now, how can the community in general, even let's say if I say, well, gee, unfortunately, I don't need your help this week.
Right.
I'm okay. But how can I, as an individual, support your mission?
We always do the bell ringing campaign. So we need help with people coming in and ringing the bell for us. We need help bagging up the toys for the Christmas with the gifts. We always need help bringing in canned goods and things like that.
So there's a lot to do to volunteer. You have a choice of things that you do, and I think that's great too. Now, let me ask you, we talk about the overarching theme of this half hour is United Fund of Surrey and how they support agencies. How important is that support from United Fund of Surrey on sustaining the Salvation Army mission for you?
Oh, we couldn't get by without it. There's no way. We definitely need their help. Yeah.
And we talked earlier in the segment about your family history and the motivation, so we'll come back to that. And I guess my final question is, what personal gratification do you get from doing your job?
Being able to know that the Salvation Army's community mission is still something that I'm able to help with, that's still a legacy that's out there is just an amazing thing. It brings tears to my eyes because that I'm still being able to help with that.
I know
it blows my mind.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes and the passion and compassion that you have on that. And I appreciate what you and your family have done and are doing for Salvation Army. And up on screen, the website is southernusa.salvationarmy.org/mountairy.com, or you can call 786-4075. That's 336 area code 786-4075. Captain Emily Vincent, thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking to jumpstart your future in the fast-paced, rapidly growing food industry? In Second Harvest Food Bank's Providence Culinary Training Program, you'll learn the craft and art of cooking, plus business and management skills, science and nutrition, and essential life skills. Providence Culinary Training has helped hundreds of individuals just like you launch successful culinary careers. There's no reason to wait to turn your passion for food into an exciting career. Check out the upcoming class schedule on our website at providencews.org.
What are you waiting for? Your future awaits at Guilford Technical Community College. Make amazing happen.
Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you to catch my column Longworth at Large and Yes Weekly every week. It's available throughout the Triad, or you can go online, yesweekly.com. Back now, this special edition of Triad Today, as we salute United Fund of Surrey and all the agencies that it helps to support, and those agencies help lots of folks throughout the area, so we're glad to be doing this. We turn our attention now to fundraising, capital campaigns, that kind of thing, with two very beautiful ladies who are going to talk about that. With me right now, on my immediate right, Tracy George is the Workforce Unlimited company. We'll get her to tell what that is, and she's also campaign chair for this year for United Fund of Surrey. Ashley Williams is a lead project manager for American Building Network, and she's a cabinet member for United Fund of Surrey. Good to see you, ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Ashley, let me start with you. Tell me very briefly about your company. What do you do?
American Building Network, we are a manufacturing company for metal structures, carports, commercial structures, industrial, barn dominiums.
Right, things you can put cars under or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Now, same question, Tracy. What is Workforce Unlimited?
Workforce Unlimited, we are a staffing, recruiting, full-service firm that we are started actually in Surrey County. Been in business a little over 35 years.
So if I needed a substitute host, you would just staff one right in this chair, is that right?
We find people who fit and we change people's lives.
All right. Now, Ashley, let me go back to you. What's the campaign goal? What was the campaign goal for last year and how did it go?
Last year, our goal was $500,000. We actually exceeded that and raised $531,000.
Wow. So now, okay, so about this year, what's your goal for this year's campaign?
We have it set for $550,000, but of course, we would love to get a lot more than that.
Tracy, let's talk about why you decided to get active in United Fund of Surrey. You're a very busy person. I've read some things about you. You've been through some things personally. And what does your personal experience tell you about the need for United Fund of Surrey, and why are you giving your time?
Yeah, so first of all, our company was founded on community. And so once I was hired at Workforce Unlimited, that was one of our core values, and today it's still a core value. So I live and work in Surrey County, so I want to pay it forward, and I love giving back to the community. If it wasn't for people kind of keeping me on track and making sure that I was successful, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so there's our 26 agencies that are super passionate to me and just our community that we live and work in.
Ashley, why do you feel the need to give time to United Fund of Surrey? Because you've got a lot going on with the business. And there are a lot of things that you can spend your time with, recreationally and otherwise. Why do you spend time with the United Fund of Surrey?
Just like Tracy, I'm a firm believer in giving back to the community. You know, Surrey County, I've lived there my whole life. I want to see the community grow. I want to see it be beneficial to everyone, and any little thing I can do to give back to that, I'm definitely for.
Either one can answer this. Do y'all think the campaign goal that you mentioned a minute ago, what you'd like to get, is it reachable? Can you do it?
Oh, I think so. Definitely with our team. We can get that and more.
What about the workforce campaigns, workplace campaigns? Melissa and I have talked about this several times, including the beginning of this show a little bit. And she seemed to indicate, hey, look, it's not that hard to do one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's very easy. And since I've been with our company, we've always supported the United Fund of Surrey with the workplace campaign. And those are kicking off this week and next week. And we usually end up with about, I think, 65 workplace campaigns.
Wow. Yeah, and it's and as Melissa and I talked about at the beginning of the show too, individuals can give if their company hasn't yet started one, right?
Right.
Ashley, are there any special fundraising events coming up or anything we should know about?
So the next fundraising event we have is coming up January 20th. It will be held at Cross Creek Country Club, and it is our Bourbon Bonanza.
Wow, and you know what? We just happen to have some people coming up after this that are going to talk about the Bourbon Bonanza. So isn't that neat that you helped me introduce them right there?
Yeah.
So I assume y'all are going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we've already been picking out our outfits.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's got, well, I won't give it all away, but our next segment we'll talk about what the theme is and all that. But anyway, thanks for doing all you're doing for the community. Up on screen, UnitedFundOfSurrey.org. UnitedFundOfSurrey.org is the general website. You can find out all sorts of information about how to help, how to donate, how to volunteer, anything. Do that, please. Tracy and Ashley, thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
Fly local, fly easy, fly PTI.
Every cookie sold in the Girl Scout Cookie Program helps girls learn lifelong lessons in people skills, decision making, money management, goal setting, and business ethics. From one generation to the next. It's amazing how much you can learn from a cookie. The Girl Scout Cookie Program. Think outside the box.
Back now on this special edition of Triad Today, as we salute the good folks, the United Fund of Surrey and all the agencies that they support and the people that those agencies help. And in this final block of the show, we're going to talk about a big event coming up. And it has something to do, well, I'm not going to tell you, we're going to let them tell us, but it's a bonanza. We'll tell you about it right now. Special guest, Sarah Colson is chairperson of the United Fund of Surrey's Bourbon Bonanza. Now I've given it away. And our buddy Joe Jessup is an auctioneer for this event. Now, in their real lives, Summer works with Foothill Flooring. And, of course, you've seen Joe on Triad Today before. He's with Alliance Insurance Services. Good to see both of you.
Good to have you. Thank you.
Quick thing, what's Foothill Flooring all about?
Foothill Flooring, we specialize in commercial and residential sales for flooring, tile, in both residential and commercial
both residential and business. And at Alliance, you specialize, remind the folks what you specialize in at Alliance Insurance Services.
Well, we got a broad coverage of most lines of business, especially personal commercial lines, and we have a department of health and life insurance as well.
All right. You could help her business, couldn't you?
I think we could help each other.
All right, good. Well, let's don't do that right now. All right, Summer, I'm going to start with you. Let's talk about this big event coming up in January. We'll tell some specifics about it. It's to raise money for United Fund of Surrey, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. What is it, January what?
January 20th.
Where's it going to be?
It's at Cross Creek Country Club.
All right.
In Mount Airy, North Carolina.
And I'm assuming there's like a fee that y'all will charge to come in and have all the things going on. What's exciting to you about the Bourbon Bonanza? What's cool about it?
There is a whole thing about bourbon. It's highly sought after bourbon. And I think that's what, we don't have an event in Surrey County like this. We sell raffle tickets, and we have 5 different lots of bourbon that we raffle.
Right.
But the event itself is a dinner, and this year our theme is a speakeasy theme. So.
All right, so that fits in with the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, now Joe, I could be wrong about this, but you're going to be the auctioneer of the auction to help raise money, right?
Yes, sir. That's what they tell me.
This is a delicate question, Joe. Have you ever been an auctioneer?
Not until this event last year.
Oh, so you did do it last year for this. All right.
First time, yes, sir.
You're getting good at it then, right?
I doubt it.
What are we going to see at the auction? What kind of things can we bid on to raise money?
Oh, well, like Summer said, we're going to have baskets for various raffles. There will be all kinds of goods in there. The auction itself with hard-to-find, rare, collectible-type bourbons and other brands, types of whiskey in those baskets. And then we'll have various door prizes that we're in the process of collecting.
So you'll be up there actually doing your auctioneer thing. It won't be like a silent thing where people secretly write things. You're going to...
It'll be a live auction.
You're going to be a live
sir.
auction. You're going to be holding up the items and then people know what to... Now,
Yes, sir.
Summer, do you have any expectation of how much money you would like to raise from this to help United Fund of Surrey? What's your goal?
With it being our second year, we of course want to exceed last year's goal. So I don't think, it's hard to put a dollar amount on that, but we had a very great turnout last year and we're in a larger space this year. So of course, just
It'll be bigger.
Hopefully bigger.
Before we let time get away from us, just a quick question to each of you. Why you want to get involved with United Fund of Surrey? Why did you want to take time away from your business to get involved with United Fund of Surrey?
I grew up in Surrey County. I see firsthand the impact that the United Fund has. So in just a little small way, I hope I'm making a big difference.
Joe, same question.
Absolutely. I enjoy helping people. That's just been part of my life and my family's life for as far back as I can remember. Learning more about this organization and how it helps being from Surrey County and it helps our folks within the county.
Absolutely. Up on screen, Bourbon Bonanza, as Summer said, Saturday, January 20th, Cross Creek Country Club, Mount Airy. For more information, you can go to the general website, unitedfundofsurrey.org. That's unitedfundofsurrey.org. And I want to thank both of you for what you're doing to help out with this fundraising event and serving the community. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
And since I also want to say that it's our final segment and our final special of the year that we've been doing throughout the year as we salute United Fund of Surrey, and we couldn't have done it without Melissa Hyatt and her team, and we thank them for their help. For all of us here at Triad Today, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.